Welcome back to another episode of Is There More? I am your co-host, Lefty Luciano,
And I am Dushan Donnell.
and we're back with another episode. How you feeling this afternoon, man? Well, this
Feeling
evening at this point, it's 5 o'clock.
Oh, well, yeah, evening. I'm feeling good, feeling great. Every day's a blessed day to be alive,
Absolutely.
Every day's a new day to be thankful. So, I'm just happy to be here.
Listen, I heard you, man. It's been a long day. Every day we put in work, trying to come up with content for y'all and do what we're doing. But we actually about to get right into today's topic. It's actually been something that's been on my mind for a little bit. With everything that I've been saying going on social media about gender roles and relationships. I've been hearing women saying that basically like I guess what you'll call the modern man, or what we know as a man's role in a relationship. That's no longer the case. With women making as much money as men,
Mm.
because that was really the biggest talking point. Men made a lot of money. They was taking care of everything, and basically they felt as though they can call the shots. So now women saying with those things changing now, they feel as though the modern man that's not the case. Women should be able to call the same shots in their relationships and so on and so forth. So I guess my question that I'm getting at is, how do you feel about gender roles in relationships?
I think it just depends. We just live in a different time.
Right.
So for me, it just kind of depends on where I'm at in life and where we at in a relationship. So if we're working towards that ultimate goal of being married, I don't mind taking care of everything. It's like if I got it, like straight up. But when you're in a relationship, there's just certain roles that you play.
Right.
It's just certain roles that you play. It also comes down to just like how you're raised, how you were brought up. It really just comes down to a lot of different things. But for me, all relationships are 50-50. That's just what it is. Now, when it comes down to taking care of a household, that discussion has to be had. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just get into a relationship, then y'all get in the house, and then it's just like, boom, all right, well, your role, no one knows their role until you really talk about it. That's why, like, communication is key. So, you have to communicate what role is for who. You know what I'm saying? So, that's how I feel about it. In my relationship, I just feel like, it's a 50-50 partnership. I pay for, if I invite you, hey, we're going out to eat, or, I cook for you, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm going to do that. That's how I feel. I'm feeling good.
Right.
It shouldn't be really about you should do it because you're the man, or you should do it because you're the woman. It's about how you communicated what needs to be done.
I'm gonna start by saying there's levels to this, and what I mean is levels to this because obviously, if you're talking about a relationship, you happen to be living together and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That comes with both individuals playing a certain role
Right.
in that relationship. Because at the end of the day, it's certain things that a man can do and can't do.
Right.
And same thing with a woman. So it's like, men can't give birth.
Right.
Obviously. So only women can do that. But in that time of, giving birth to a child, a woman can take care of herself, but it becomes more complicated. So in that relationship, it's a job for a man to really be the ultimate provider.
Mm-hmm.
Men already come in, it's in the Bible that man is supposed to be, the provider and the protector of his family.
Right.
So with that, like I said, that's what comes with that level. Now, when you're talking about going out on dates and, stuff like that, what I would say is it all depends. Do what you can do.
Right, do what you can do.
So if you're the type of man that, like myself, I speak for myself. When I go out on dates with women, I like to take the initiative and take care of everything. I ask you to go out on this date. I ask you to spend, I ask you to take time out of your day to spend with me.
Right.
So therefore, I feel like it's only right that I take care of whatever I plan for us. So whether that's dinner, movie, and everything, I don't mind picking up the tab. But I put myself in a position to do that. Now, if it happened to be in a position where a woman asks me out, I mean, that has been unlikely. But if that's a situation and she can do it and I ain't really got it, I mean, I feel as though a woman should do it. I mean, I feel like she.
I mean, look, men like to get treated too. I mean, let's not get it confused. I mean, when you're in a relationship, it shouldn't really be about you give to receive. When you're in a relationship, you should give because you want to, because you love that person. So, men like to get spoiled too. So, like, look, spoil your man, spoil your woman, you know what I mean? But, you got to make each other feel good. It's like, like my girl has taken me out on dates before, took me out to eat. It'd be maybe, we may going out to do an activity. Like, oh, yo, Friday, I know you're not busy or anything, but let's go out. Let's go to wine tasting. Let's go. If we want to do escape room, you want to go bowling. You want like whatever you want to do.
Right.
That's just something that you do because you love a person. You know what I mean? Because you love them. Because you want to give them moments in their life. You know what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to a role, I don't think there's any role when it comes to like doing things for each other.
Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, that's just, like I said, do what you can. I mean, to even try to decide, a man should be paying for all the dates or a man should be, I mean, come on. Like, really?
Yeah, but if you think about it, some men do a lot of things for credibility. So
or
they
control.
can't, and control as well. So they can't be knocked down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, because, when they do go sour, it's like, well, I pay for the bills. I pay for your car. I pay for get your hair done, your nails done. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, and in a woman's position, I don't think, some women want to just be taken care of everything. They don't want to pay for anything. But whereas a woman who is independent, she may want, if their man wants to do that for them, they can do it. But at the end, I don't think a strong woman never wants to be put in that situation when things go sour that they being attacked. You know what I'm saying? Because of the role that they played in a relationship.
Well, let me say this. Relationship, I mean, whatever you want to call it, relationship, or if you're dating somebody, if you want to remove gender roles from it, keep it 50-50.
Right.
I think that's where it should be done. So if you don't want to, fall in a certain box where you don't want a man talking to you a certain way because he paid for the dates or he paid for you to get your hair done, your nails done, or whatever the situation is, put money in your pocket, stand on your own 10 toes and take care of those stuff. So if he offered to pay the bill, no, I got it. I pay my 50% of the bill. I pay my half of the bill, I should say. Right. He offered you to put money in your pocket, whatever it is. Because like I said, there's levels to this. I mean, as a man, I don't think you should be doing that anyway. I mean, if it's your girl, somebody you're in a relationship with, you invest in it, then by all means, you can spoil her, pamper her, do whatever you want to. But if it's just somebody you dating, getting to know or whatever, I don't think you should be doing that anyway. But if you are doing that, more power to you. I think, like I said, if a woman don't want to fall into those gender roles, like I said, say no. Stop always, you know what I mean? Got having your hand out accepting those things. Because don't act surprised when a man come back at you talking a certain way. Start talking to you like he control you and stuff like that.
Right.
What you expect?
Everything you let him be in that position.
Right. You put him in that position because you always had your hand out and you was always accepting.
Right.
Now, you can say a woman gonna say, "Well, I didn't tell him to give me money," and listen. What do you expect?
You still accepted it though. Like, don't accept something just because somebody giving it to you. You know what I mean? Accept it because they're coming from a good place.
Well, no, I wouldn't even say that. What I will say is, nothing in this world is free. Anybody will tell you that. So if you're accepting things, know that it's strings attached to it. Don't be fooled just because somebody.
Well, not if you're not outside of a relationship. Yeah.
Outside of a relationship,
but you're like
even so in that relationship, could you kind of see it?
But you choose to be in a relationship with a person, so there are strings attached. But those gift giving things, like that's a part of the whole formula of a relationship. Like now, when you dating someone and they're like say you're dating someone, you're not in a relationship with a person, and like they're like, yo, I'm gonna fly you out to the Caribbean, Atlanta, wherever you going. It's like, yo, if you just dating this dude, you know, that's complicated. That's definitely some strings attached. Like he's a puppeteer right there. Like he's definitely, you know, he ain't just doing it to do it. But if he lives that lifestyle, it's different.
Right. But some people also turn relationships into that, because there are some men that even when they're in a relationship, rather be the one paying for everything,
right?
And in exchange for being able to control everything. So I think the same thing does apply. You got some, like in your relationship, that's the case. Or, I mean, in relationships you have had, that has been the case where it's been 50-50. But there are some relationships out there, which is completely normal, that the man do everything.
Right.
But typically they are followed by men that are controlled and possessive.
Right, exactly. They do that for a reason. I mean, for me, it's just like, if I'm the breadwinner, but like not even just because I walked into a relationship as a breadwinner, like I make whatever amount of money I make.
Right.
And that's just me, because you may look at it like money ain't a thing. So right. I got it. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the same thing if you run into a woman. You could be at the same job. You know what I mean? So y'all both doing the same thing. And maybe more 50-50 is like, you know what I mean? Why break the bank when we both know what position we in? So like, you know what I mean? Don't overuse someone. Not using them just to the extent like I'm using them just because. But no, just like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay.
But even
they used it down to 50%.
Right. But even getting to the more important point, I do believe personally that in the bigger scale, the ultimate goal, there are roles that needs to be played in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're talking about the ultimate goal between man and woman, which is marriage and ultimately starting a family, there's a role that a man plays and there's a role that a woman plays.
Right.
And in my belief, the role that the man plays is, provider and protector of his family.
Right.
So with playing that role and playing it the right way, doing it the right way, providing and protecting your family, I believe that comes with a certain, I ain't gonna say a certain type of way that you can talk, but I believe that comes with a certain mindset and a perspective that I feel like men, like I said, that are doing it the right way should be able to move a certain way.
But is that not a way for the man to get that control?
I mean, it's not really control as a man.
Like as a being the provider and protector. So like when, outside of being a protector, but when it comes to being a provider, so once a person is in that role, it's some sense of having control of how everything comes together, though. Don't you agree? Because if my role is to be the provider and the protector, right? Protector is just something that's natural. That's a human instinct, or whether it's animal instinct. So if your role is to be the provider, right?
Right.
What role do you want your woman to play? What is her role?
Her role is to back me. Her role is to pick up the things that I can't say couldn't take care of, but didn't take care of. But for example, if I'm the man that's paying all the bills in the house, right? Your job is to take care of the house. Put groceries in the house. Mm-hmm. Make sure the house is clean. Make sure everything is taken care of. Making sure, my food is, my food is on the table when I get home. Right. Stuff like that around the house, that's your job. Why? Because I'm providing everything else for us. So that's, to me, that's the least you can do. If you're not doing that.
Right. So for example, so what if your job is being a chef?
Okay.
So you're a chef.
Right, for a living. Okay.
Right. You're a chef for a living. You're the provider.
Right.
But what if she just prefers that you cook because you're a chef? Like, that's your expertise. That's what you do for a living. So cooking and cleaning, sounds old fashioned to me. I mean, everybody can. You should be able to clean. That's a basic human need. You should be able to like clean, right?
Well,
so and also in this relationship, is this a 50-50 relationship, or this is I'm doing everything and she's not working, she's staying at home?
Well, like I said, everybody's situation is completely different, so it depends on the situation that you're in. But as you just asked about cooking, if my preference is to cook because that's what I do for a living, then that's what I'm going to do. But where in most relationships, women like to be the ones that's cooking. Your job is to find something else to do, so I don't no longer have to worry about that. That's ultimately where it is, because it has to be some type of balance. But we have to have that conversation, up front. I mean, I would hope you had that conversation up front before you decide to spend the rest of your life with somebody.
Right. But so what I'm saying is that a role you look for in a woman to do in a relationship?
Cook?
So like, yeah.
Well, specifically me, I don't like cooking. I hate cooking. So therefore, yes, that's something that I need. That I need my woman to do.
Okay, so that's what you look for.
Yeah. So I'm not. Come on, I'm not walking down that.
Like my girlfriend, she's a great cook. So she went to school to be a cook and all that. So she's, she does what she does. But I mean, I can throw down in the kitchen too. So I'm not like, oh, go cook and whatever. But like, yeah. Are there things that she cooked that she cooks better than me? Yeah, so it's just like, damn, it's like, I can cook it, but I mean, I could be her sous chef. I can help her prepare it. Like that, I'm all about helping prepare it. Because this certain thing, look, however I can make your job easier, I can chop up some onions and, peel potatoes or whatever, help make the sauce. Like, that's fine, but like, I don't necessarily look for that in a relationship. It's like, because if you can't cook, you can't cook. So I'm not gonna put you in that position to cook.
Right. It's about pitting you and your spouse or you and your significant other in the best position for this relationship to succeed.
Right.
That's the key. Like I said, to make sure everything is taken care of. But that comes with being the provider and the leader, ultimately the leader of your team.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if that relationship fails, if everything falls, it starts with you and the decisions that you make to delegate the responsibilities to, the things that you couldn't do. You sit down that list. All right, I'm going to take care of this, and that.
Right.
Baby, I need you to take care of this.
Right.
And whatever else. Once y'all have that conversation, the expectation is for these things to be met.
To be fulfilled.
Yeah. And you, like I said, take it from there. Because like I said, ultimately, that's what we're playing. We're not dating just to be, dating. We're, ultimately trying to get to marriage. And like I said, in a relationship, those roles have to be played. So whatever it is, it don't have to be actual certain things, cooking, cleaning, and stuff like that. But all those things need to be done in a relationship. All those things need to be done when you're just living with somebody.
Right.
I mean, bottom line, you're sharing your life with somebody. So the things that you can do for yourself, like I can do everything in my life I can do for myself.
Right.
But when I bring somebody else into my life, I'm sharing those, I'm sharing those things with them. So some things I'm taking off her plate and vice versa.
Right, exactly. So what about, so how do you feel about the woman being the provider in the family for the relationship? I'm sorry. How do you feel about that?
Are you trying to be funny?
I mean, there are like...
It don't work.
It don't work.
It don't work. It don't exist. Women are not being no providers for nobody.
But what if she's the breadwinner?
She can be the breadwinner all she wants, but she ain't about to provide for no man. She like I said, she's not about to provide for no man. It's just not in a woman DNA.
If you look at it, like, I mean, I'm not saying that's what it is, but in certain relationships, women are the provider. They have a more successful career. They could be a lawyer. They could be a doctor. So their lifestyle is more demanding for them to, you can meet up with someone and that's what they do. And you do this.
Right.
So it's just like, and then when you start starting a family, those are things that you have to, clearly there's going to be a conversation, but what if, she wants to go to work? She wants to be the one that goes to work. And so I'd rather you take care of the kids and I go to work because I love my job so much.
Oh, look, I'll be all for it if that thing.
Oh, but there you all. Like,
I know. Listen, I'll be all for it, but I know that's not realistic. Even if a woman see, a woman can be a breadwinner, but she's going to have a certain perspective, and women is just not built to take care of men. They're not. No woman is a woman, especially a woman that's a breadwinner, comes with a certain mentality.
Right.
So she's not about to be sitting around taking care of no man that makes less than her or is doing less than her. That's just not how it is. Think about it.
We're not going to act like there are not guys sitting up in women cribs and they ain't got no job. She go to work every day, come home, he home. He doing what he doing. He's sitting on his ass. Like we're not going to act like women are not providers.
I'm glad you said it. And what do we see on social media after that relationship is over? I would never get with a bum behind guy. I would never let no man eat off me, and I'm sitting there. You hear about it every time. Every woman in that position regret it. Versus men, we do it all the time. You don't hear us complaining. You don't hear no man saying, "My girl ain't had no job for 2 years." We don't do that. Women do that though all the time.
I've never been in that situation to where someone's taking care of me or I'm taking care of someone else. So it's like for me, it's just like I think like I don't know. I need a woman that's driven. That she wants to have her own, and then I have my own, but we are a unit together, so we're making everything come together. You know what I'm saying? So like, whether you're running an online business, and whereas I have a job where I make a great salary, I go to work every day. It's just like, look, we all making it work. It's all fine with me. You know what I mean? Like being 100% is just like okay, but you have to look back at. Is that what makes you happy about being? Like some people are just happy. Hey, I'm just happy to be the provider. Hey, I got a girl at home. She cooks, she clean, and people are just fine with that. But like to me, I need more than that. I need more than just that. I need more. I need something else. Like what are other things that you have to offer outside of that? You know what I mean? Like I need what else you have to offer.
Right. Everybody has different wants and needs when it comes to their relationship. You know what I mean? We all have different things. Like I said, that we need in our partner or that we're seeking in our partner.
Mm.
So you have to have that conversation and understand that. But like I said, you can't run away from the fact that as men, we're expected to be the head, I'm not even going to say the head honcho. We're expected to provide for that woman that we decide to share our life with. Now, if we happen to lose our job or lose, you know what I mean? Fall on hard times because everybody does.
Right.
That woman may pick us up for a time period, but she's going to expect for you to get back in that driver's seat. She's not going to be for the whole long haul of your relationship. She's in the driver's seat and you're sitting in the passenger seat. Mm-hmm. Letting her take care of everything. Let her make all the decisions. Right. Because ultimately, we're just talking about the providing aspect of it. There's a whole protecting aspect of the relationship that's just as important.
Right.
Because whether you're talking about dating or relationships, if you happen to go out on a date with a woman and something pop off, or let's say a man disrespect her, or say something smart to her, disrespect her in any type of, any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta. That could have been your first date with that chick. You could have met her earlier that week.
Right.
You think she not expecting you to defend her in that situation?
I mean, unless her name is Clarissa Shields, boxer, UFC fighter, I'm pretty sure she gonna knock Bull out. But I'll be outside of that. But yeah, I'm not into disrespecting women. I mean, I'm not into any type of disrespect. This in general, like disrespect don't get you nowhere in this world. So, but
right.
But I have another question for you.
Right, but but with that, what are you going to do in that situation?
Well, in that situation, whether I'm on a date or in a relationship, married, whatever, like, no, I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect the woman that I have interest in. You see what I'm saying? That could just whether it's interest or not, I could be going to dinner, lunch, whatever, with a friend of mine. Nobody gonna disrespect somebody that I'm with while I'm there, because things happen. Things happen at random. So like, no, I'm going to step up as a man and do it. But like I said, there's women who are raised by their fathers and they can throw down too. But I'm just saying, naturally for me, yeah, it's maybe I guess it is a man instinct to intervene. But like, yo, that's not what we're doing right here. Fall back real quick. I'm gonna handle the situation.
Right, and knowing that being with any woman, because it don't have to be. I mean, it could be any woman. Like I said, that you're with at the time the incident occurred. You're not, because you mentioned about control. You don't think that dealing with that individual or talking to whoever you're with, that you're going to, now it's a way you can say it, but have a conversation with them. Yo, make sure you don't put yourself in certain situations, right? Because ultimately, especially we live in Philadelphia, you see what's going on in the street.
Right, yeah.
And now
it could be anywhere though.
I mean, it's anywhere.
I understand what you're saying. So like, well, actually, I'm gonna let you finish. Actually, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying. So, like I said, you threw the word control out there, doing certain things. But like I said, at the end of the day, you're going to have to protect whatever woman is with you. If it's another man, if it's me and you, I can't handle myself. Right, obviously, you're going to defend me.
We family, so boy, going to get schroed on. That's what it is.
But with a woman, that's not the case. I don't expect her to jump in, and that's not going to be the case. But like I said, going forward after that incident, best believe if you were going to be with each other in any capacity, you're going to have to move a certain way, because I'm not just going to allow you to put my life in danger potentially because you want to act whatever, say whatever, do whatever. No, we're not doing that.
That's like, I think I don't know if it was at a baseball game or football game. Some chick, she put her hands on some guy.
Right.
And in result, basically, her man got knocked out.
Oh, yeah. It was
it's just like
practice game.
I agree with you on that. Like, don't put yourself in a situation that's going to put me in a situation. And then if I'm caught off guard and I get knocked out now me and you gonna have a situation because you put me in a position that I didn't need to be in.
Exactly.
So I mean, I understand with that. So leading into another question that I have, that you do see,
right? That
what about people who don't accept gender roles? Like they don't accept their gender role. So like I said, whereas, it could be a woman who's raised by a man and, she lives off the philosophies that her father gave her. You know what I mean? Never let a man take care of you. Never, don't ever put yourself in a position to where you have no control at all. You know what I mean? You can teach, like, I'm going to teach my daughter, like, don't ever let somebody feel like they have full control of you, because then you're in a one-sided relationship. You don't want that. You don't want that feeling, nor you want to have anyone to have an upper hand on me. That's just how I feel. I don't want nobody to have an upper hand on me, but that's just my pride. But, you have to have some sense of pride, and then you have some pride where you have to just, put it to the side. So how do you feel about people who don't want to accept gender roles?
See, I think the problem is, I know what you're talking about, because I see this in everyday life. You know what I mean? I encounter this, just in having conversations with certain women and stuff like that. I think the message that we was taught in our household was one-sided. And that's partially because a lot of us grew up with single moms. I know I did. I know you did, and stuff like that. And I feel like the mistake that was made by the message that we were receiving from those women, or women, my sister, in that case, would receive from my mom, is that you don't need a man for nothing.
Right.
Make sure, like I said, part of it is true. Make sure you put yourself in a position that you don't have to rely on a man to take care of you, and so on and so forth. Make sure you position yourself to be independent. Mm-hmm. So from that standpoint, I think that's half of it. But that narrative that we hear often, and we hear women say that they don't need a man for nothing, just because you grew up without a father, don't mean you don't need a man for anything. That's completely false. from multiple levels.
And like vice versa, saying that you don't need a woman in your life to do certain things for you.
Right, but I don't. You heard that before? I never heard a man say that. I mean, if people said that,
like,
I mean,
like for like, think about it like this: everybody wants to be taken care of,
right?
So when you, like I said, you get married, you share vows and things like that. You get in a relationship. There are certain things, certain qualities that a person had. Like come on, you want to feel love. You want to feel that you have loyalty and trust from a person. You know what I mean? You want to feel those things. So for anyone to say that you don't want those are basic things that you want from anybody that that you surround yourself with, that you give energy to. You know what I mean? You need, like, you know what I mean? Well, no man should ever say he don't need a woman. She's your backbone. She's gonna pick you up and stand you up straight and get you walking again.
Well, we would never say that, but that's the thing. I don't feel any man, majority of men. There are some men that were just strictly raised by their father, but majority of men are raised by a woman. So when we go out, become of age, and go out, start dating, we look for the things that our moms did for us. So since we were raised by a woman, we wouldn't be saying we don't need a woman for anything. It's the opposite. It's majority of women, because a lot of people, man and woman, grew up without a father, that they're saying they don't need a father for those reasons, not realizing that part of the issue, majority of the issues that we have in our culture today as African Americans stem from fathers not being where they're supposed to be, meaning being at home, raising their families with the woman that they've decided to have kids with.
Right.
Is typically, men rather be in jail or on the corner than at home raising their responsibility.
I don't think they don't rather be in jail. It's that just the decisions that they made. They weren't thinking about their family. They were thinking about themselves.
Right, thinking about the quick money. I mean, that's when I say rather be, obviously nobody wants. Well, no, there's some people that there's some people that prefer to be in jail. But what I mean is,
they're like,
what certain lifestyles come with. Like I said, I can't sit here and say today that I can sit there and sell drugs and say I don't expect to be in jail at some point. It comes with the territory.
You're either dead or you're in jail.
Exactly. Everybody will tell you that, and that's been the case since. Yeah, I mean, we drugs.
The beginning of time.
Exactly. So that's, like I said, where that point of view comes from, where most women, like I said, women growing up being resentful towards the men that left them to take care of their responsibility, and then they instill their perspective or their feelings into their child, and then their child comes out being an adult.
But that's the same thing. But you could be raised by your father, and whether if your mom had whatever issues or she's not there, she's not around, you could be resentful towards women because you never felt love. Like a woman's love is like no other. To a boy, there is nothing like a woman's love. To a girl, there's nothing like a father's love. You know what I'm saying? So like, you kind of need both to really understand roles in relationships sometimes.
I mean, definitely you need both. I think you do need both, but I think, like I said, I think that message need to be. I think women need to stop spreading that message that they don't need a man. Like I said, you see the benefits of having a man in the household. It provides structure. At the end of the day, being with just being in a single parent household, your mom, your dad can't be in two places at once. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to play both roles.
Right. So I speak for myself in the situation I grew up. My mom was never home. Why? Because she was at work trying to provide a better life for us. So what that means is that left us at home, basically me and my sister looking after each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So let's say let's say in that situation, that God, my mom instilled principles in me that I carry with me, carry with me until now, that I didn't get in trouble or I didn't seek the street. But let's say, that happened.
Right.
Because my mom wasn't home. And my dad, in my situation, my dad passed at a young age. So in that situation, my mom at work, well, you know, that means
it's nobody to set you straight when you're doing wrong, because she's too busy doing both jobs.
Right. I can, you know, I had the option to be in the streets, or you know, ripping and running, doing whatever, selling drugs, whatever I decided, I could have did that. Why? Not because I wanted to. I had the opportunity to, because my mom wasn't home. Versus if my father was there, I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's always it's when you have the both parents is you have a watchful eye.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, somebody is always home. Somebody's always there. And think about it. If we went out and did a poll and asked 90% of men, most of them will probably that's out there, you know, on the streets or doing whatever they're doing, they will probably say 90% of them will say their father is either dead or unfortunately dead or locked up. Right. So that plays a part into literally what I'm saying from the man perspective. Then even from the woman perspective, we choose to be in the streets. They may end up, you know, pregnant as a teenager.
Right.
And stuff like that. We're the same thing. Like you say, women typically don't run to the streets. They rather spend all their time with boys and stuff like that. And we already know what comes from that.
Right.
Like I say, you being grown, being fast, having company over. Well, my mom don't get home until 8 o'clock, so you can come over after school, and you already know what happened.
Right. And it's vice versa. Women is like, yo, come over, my mom not here, you know. It's all the same, man. I think that, you know, this topic is just like it's needed.
Right.
You know, I think it always needs to be communicated in any relationship, because you don't know what somebody expects of you until you talk to them. You know, sometimes men know the role that they want to play, right? So they know, like, all right, well, this is what I'm supposed to be. Like, if you got your father or you got another male figure in your life, and like, hey, this is the things that, you know, I was taught how to be a man in a relationship. This is what I'm supposed to do. And some women, they love that when you come in and you just take control and you play their role. They love you for that.
Right.
And it's, you know, it's vice versa. Like, a man loves when a woman come in and play the role that they want them to play without anything being said. It's just like, you know, that's how, you know, you flourish in that relationship.
Right. And I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna leave it at this. Before you start talking roles and relationships, gender roles, any of that, figure out what you're doing with your life first.
All right.
Once you figure out what you're doing with your life first and where you're trying to take it, then, well, that requires you spending some time by yourself. Like I said, getting in touch with yourself, figure out what you want in life. After you figure that out and take the steps to making that happen, then worry about getting in a relationship and bringing somebody into your life. Because once you figure that out, then you can not dictate, but explain to that individual what you require of them or what you expect from them.
Right.
Jobs don't, if you be looking at a job, an employer don't figure out what's going on in-house first and then put up a job posting. They figure out what they got in-house. That's why they typically, when they're doing, you know, hiring people, they typically hire in-house first. So they examine what they got.
Right.
And then they outsource to everybody else. So once you have to figure out what's going on inside you first, figure out your life, then bring somebody else into it. And then from that standpoint, whether you're a woman making 6 figures or a man making 6 figures, you can dictate, well, if you're a woman making 6 figures, well, I just want a man to do X, Y, and Z. I'm not really looking for no man to, marry me or do all this. Because
for the marriage. She gonna more so look for the man, like, hey, I just, you know, I want a companion. I want someone to love me. I want to spend time with. I want to travel with. I want to have experiences with, go on adventures, and, you know, things like that. You know,
exactly.
And, be loyal to.
Exactly. But when you, like I said, when you figure out what you doing in your life, you can, like I said, now put that invitation out to men that potentially want to date you, be with you in any way, shape, or form. And you can lay it down before you even get to the first date. I expect X, Y, and Z. If you can't give me that, don't even waste your time.
Right, exactly. You're wasting your time because you're going to get in with that person and your expectations are not going to get met.
Exactly. Then you start talking about you ending up in toxic situations or you being regretful that you wasted your time with somebody. Well, no. You should be mad at yourself because you didn't figure that out first. You rather wait till you get in a relationship. Now you want to figure yourself out. And that's the problem with people. People rather wait till they get with somebody else and then figure out what they want to do. And then, like I said, oh, I don't want to be with this person. I never put myself in this situation and all that. No, come on. Like I said, we can get deep with this, but I'm not even going. I'm not even going to do it. I'm gonna just honestly leave it at that. Like I said, figure yourself out first, then worry about getting in a relationship and start talking what role that man or that woman plays in that relationship. So
that's 100, man.
So, I mean, I think, like I said, I think that's it. I think we touched on everything. I think we should leave it at that.
Leave it at that, man.
Y'all comment below and let us know.
Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well.
Yes,
Try to post a little bit more on there, but for the main part, follow us on Instagram and check us out.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, give us y'all input. Y'all let us know. Do y'all believe men should take care of everything? Or, like I said, give us y'all take on gender roles in relationships. Like I said, comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Is there more podcasts, right?
Is there more?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Is there
and
more
follow
podcasts?
The YouTube page. YouTube page and the IG. Is there more podcasts?
Yeah, link in our bio on Instagram, so you can go right to the channel. So,
yes, sir.
Peace out.